Imagine finally landing in Tokyo for your absolute dream vacation. You're ready to eat amazing sushi, explore the bright neon streets, and take a ton of photos. But instead, you end up spending 23 days locked inside a tiny jail cell in solitary confinement. Your only crime? You packed a totally legal everyday Vicks inhaler in your luggage. Wait, what? Yeah, it's completely real. Japan is usually sold to us as this super efficient, futuristic playground mixed with peaceful, quiet temples. But under all that polite surface level stuff, Japan is a strictly organized society. It is built on ancient unwritten rules about being clean, keeping the peace, and following the law to the absolute letter. Every single year, millions of tourists show up with zero clue about these hidden rules. And when they break them, it is not just a minor annoyance for the locals, it actually causes total panic. Tourists accidentally gross people out, get themselves completely frozen out of social situations, and sometimes even land in massive legal trouble. Today, we are exposing the absolute most disrespectful and just plain weird things tourists do in Japan without even realizing it. And you really need to stick around for the #1 mistake on this list. If you do it at a restaurant, you are literally forcing the people around you to picture a dead body while they try to eat their dinner. Let's start with something almost every tourist wants to do. You rent a beautiful traditional kimono to walk around the old streets of Kyoto, hoping to get that perfect shot for Instagram. But here is the crazy part. A massive number of tourists put the outfit on completely wrong. They cross the right side of the fabric over the left side. To you, it's just a harmless wardrobe mistake. But in Japan, this is a massive taboo. Why? Because in traditional Japanese funerals, a dead body is dressed in a white kimono that is crossed right over left. The whole idea is that the world of the dead is the exact opposite of the world of the living. So if you walk down a busy street with your kimono crossed the wrong way, you literally look like a dead body that just crawled out of a casket. It is super creepy. Older Japanese locals will actually run up to you in the street, totally horrified, and try to physically fix your clothes. They honestly feel like you are bringing a curse on their neighborhood. And if you think that's bad, wait until you annoy a local. If you break the peace by being too loud, they won't yell at you or cause a big scene. Instead, they use a brutal, silent trick to punish you. It's a form of social freezing called murahachibu. If you are being obnoxious on a crowded train, locals will just refuse to sit next to you. They will stand up and leave a completely empty circle around you. It's called the gaijin seat, or the foreigner seat. It gets even sneakier in Kyoto. Let's say you overstay your welcome at someone's house or a shop. The host might smile and offer you a bowl of green tea poured over rice. You might think, oh, awesome, more food, don't eat it. In Kyoto, offering that specific dish is a legendary passive-aggressive signal. It means, you have been here way too long, please leave right now. If you smile and eat it, you instantly prove you have absolutely no clue how to read the room. Japan is famously obsessed with being clean. This comes from an ancient belief system where dirt, sickness, and bodily fluids are seen as spiritual pollution. Tourists break these hygiene rules all the time, but the worst mistake happens when you have to use the restroom. Because bathrooms are viewed as the ultimate dirty zone, homes and restaurants give you special toilet slippers. These slippers are meant to stay inside the bathroom at all times. You take off your regular house slippers at the door, put on the toilet slippers, do your business, and switch back before you leave. But tourists forget to switch back all the time. Imagine walking out of the bathroom and strolling across a perfectly clean dining room floor wearing the toilet slippers. To a Japanese person, you are basically tracking the invisible essence of the toilet all over their pure living space. It is incredibly gross. Staff members will literally freeze in pure horror. But if you want to see people really panic, head to a public bathhouse, known as an onsen. At an onsen, you strip totally naked. You get a tiny modesty towel to cover up while you walk to the water. But there is one golden rule. That small towel must never, ever touch the bath water. Tourists completely ignore this. They jump in, dunk the towel, scrub their bodies, and then wring all their sweat and dead skin right back into the shared water. Bathing suits are banned, specifically because fabric traps dirt and bacteria. So when you wring out that towel, locals literally feel like they are soaking in a tourist's sweaty, dirty bathwater. It absolutely ruins the entire experience. Tourists also ruin dinner with the hot towels. Most restaurants hand you a rolled up wet towel before your meal. It is only meant to clean your hands, but tourists sweating in the summer heat will unroll it and wipe down their faces, their necks, and even their armpits. Then they toss the sweaty, dirty towel right onto the table next to the food. It turns a nice dining experience into a gym locker room, and it completely grosses out everyone trying to eat near you. This next mistake won't just get you weird looks, it will literally put you in prison. Japan is one of the safest countries in the world, but the legal system is a terrifying trap if you bring the wrong medicine on your trip. The Japanese courts have a staggering 99% conviction rate, and they use a system that critics call hostage justice. If you get arrested, the police can lock you in a cell for up to 23 days before they even officially charge you with a crime. You get interrogated every day, usually without a lawyer, and you can't even call your family. So what triggers this? Everyday allergy pills and cold medicine. If you buy something like Sudafed or a Vicks inhaler in America, it contains a chemical called pseudoephedrine. In Japan, those chemicals are strictly banned under their stimulant laws. And if you take ADHD medication like Adderall or Vivance, those are explicitly outlawed as hard drugs. It does not matter if you have a real prescription. It does not matter if you bring a note from your doctor. Ignorance is not an excuse. If you bring those pills through customs, the Japanese government legally views you as an international drug smuggler. You can be arrested on the spot, thrown into solitary confinement, locked up for years, and eventually kicked out of the country with a lifetime ban, all because you wanted to clear your stuffy nose. If you have ever looked up Japan on social media, you have probably seen Nara Park. It is famous for hundreds of wild deer that roam freely. They are actually protected as national monuments and are believed to be sacred messengers of the gods. Tourists flock there because of a viral internet myth, the famous polite bowing deer. You hold out a cracker, the deer bows, and you give it a treat. But here's what the cute videos don't show you. The deer are fighting back. In just 1 month recently, 35 tourists were violently attacked and injured by male deer. Why? Because tourists tease them. They hold the crackers just out of reach, trying to force the deer to bow over and over again to get the perfect video. But animal experts found out something terrifying. The deer are not bowing out of politeness. When they lower their heads and pin their ears back, it is actually a warning sign. It means they are stressed out and about to attack. When you ignore that warning just to get a good clip, the wild animal snaps. Tourists are getting bitten on the backside, shoved to the pavement, headbutted by sharp antlers, and trampled. The deer are simply sick and tired of being treated like toys. And tourists aren't just disrespecting the animals, they are destroying sacred places. You know those massive, beautiful red gates you see all over Japan? They are called torii gates. They mark the exact sacred boundary between the normal world and the pure divine space of the gods. Walking through one is supposed to be a deeply spiritual experience. But recently, a social media influencer filmed herself using a sacred gate as a piece of gym equipment. She literally hung from the crossbar doing pull-ups. The Japanese public was absolutely furious. It was a massive slap in the face to their culture. It gets worse. An American tourist was actually arrested because he used his fingernails to carve letters into a wooden pillar of a famous torii gate in Tokyo. In Japan, damaging a national treasure is taken incredibly seriously. It is not just property damage. It is viewed as an arrogant attack on their history and their gods. We've covered bad outfits, gross bathroom habits, and jail time. But this final mistake is the ultimate sign of disrespect. In Japan, the line between the living and the dead is taken very seriously. There are strict ancient rituals meant to honor the dead safely, without bringing bad luck or bad spirits into the world of the living. If you accidentally copy one of these funeral rituals while you are eating dinner, you are going to horrify the locals. The most shocking thing you can do at a restaurant is pass food directly from your chopsticks to your friend's chopsticks. To you, it's just sharing a piece of sushi, but to a Japanese person, this looks exactly like a dark, morbid funeral ritual. After a person is cremated in Japan, the family gathers around the ashes. Two relatives will use special chopsticks to grab the exact same piece of bone at the same time and carefully place it into a funeral urn. It is a deeply sad final goodbye to a loved one. So, when you pass a dumpling chopstick to chopstick, you are literally acting out the passing of human remains. The sight of it is so violently jarring that locals will actually shudder. Some might even reach over and swat your hands apart. You are basically dragging the heavy, sad feeling of a crematorium right onto the dinner table. There is another major chopstick mistake that is just as bad. Let's say you want to take a sip of your drink, so you stick your chopsticks straight down into your bowl of rice so they stand straight up. Do not ever do this. Sticking chopsticks vertically into rice is a ritual strictly saved for honoring dead people. When someone dies, mourners place a bowl of rice with chopsticks standing straight up on an altar to feed the spirit in the afterlife. The chopsticks are supposed to act like a bridge to the other side. When you do this in a busy, brightly lit restaurant, it sends a chill down everyone's spine. You are visually turning your table into a shrine for the dead. It looks like you are inviting wandering ghosts to come over and eat your food. The whole restaurant will go dead quiet. They aren't judging your table manners. They are genuinely terrified that you are inviting a curse or an evil spirit into the room. Japan has spent thousands of years building a society that runs perfectly, as long as everyone follows the rules. When tourists show up and treat the entire country like a personal theme park, they end up crossing some incredibly serious, unforgiving lines. We find the weirdest, coolest things happening around the world. So if you want to uncover more of these stories,